military veteran point of view. I was making sure I had some stuff in order. Let me go ahead. I mean, I literally just got back in, which cool. We ain't doing no tripping. I got some things we're gonna talk about today. And what I am talking about today is I'm not that old. And many of us may feel that way. And we're going to change that today, right? I have worked on some things, right? And I'm super excited about. We got picked up to be on the Primetime Network. So this stuff is rolling out as a show. I started doing this to work on like my sanity, my mind, to allow other individuals to see that sometimes, we may be going through things in life and you just need to see other people make it through. So when you see other people fight through and build through and continue to work on what they work on while they're getting older and while they're dealing with life, it's a plus. It is a plus. And I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Most of us get to the point when we get a little older in age, we think we're losing identity or reducing social circles or physical limitations or our future just finna just dwindle and die and we're just gonna be in the ground. No, 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 that's not what's gonna happen. Now, there are times we may not take care of ourselves very well, i.e. me, but at the same time, I'm not that old. You're not that old. All right. Even if you are in your 70s and 80s, you're not that old. Okay. Especially if you're able to still move around. I always think about in the past, back in the day, people live. Listen to me, man. People have lived. Good morning, brother. I see you, man. Grand rising to you, brother. I saw your message earlier, but I was preparing before the show. I'm talking about I'm ripping around the river running. So I'm talking about as you guys will find out what I was working on. I just sent the file off, but if we look through time, man, most people used to live a long time, depending on what you believe. Most people used to live a long time. I'm barely 41. I ain't even got to 50, so I ain't hit the halfway mark. They say most people nowadays, 2026, and I mean, here in the past 2000, they say most people live to like they're 85. Men live a shorter life than women. Women normally live longer than us, right? But listen, I'm gonna tell you what. Lies. The lies. Listen, you can continue to live as long as you want, as long as you can, especially when you're doing what you love and you're not dealing with a lot of stress. This is something that I have learned over time. This is why I put up on here, I'm not that old. And these 5 points are what I'm gonna talk about. We're gonna talk about loss of identity. All right. We're going to talk about reduced in social circles. All right. Physical limitations. We're going to talk about our message, our social message. And on top of that, fear of the future. Is the future going to leave us behind? And I'm going to tell you one thing about that point right now. We're going to start there. We're going to start at, is the future going to leave us behind? Do we fear the future? Now, only way I feel people would fear the future is because they're not locked into what's going on now. They're not really with what's happening now with the new AI, with the new technology, not really reading up on that stuff. They still got the mentality of saying, hey, I'm not with that. I'm not doing that. I'm sticking with the old ways. And we learned over time, that's how you get left behind. Now, there's nothing wrong with feeling your type of way and being in your mode and what you stick with. Trust me, I'm stubborn as an old mule. But once I start to learn that, hey, we have to adapt something that we learned in the military. We got to adapt. We got to adjust with the times. And as times change, we got to change some of the ways we think. All right. And I'm learning that, especially after the conversation I had with my bros yesterday. All right. There's some things I'm going to have to kind of change. That's because I was talking to Angel about what we talked about. Not really so much in detail, just saying, hey, man, if the kids ever asked us something like this, what would you say? What'd you think? You know what I mean? And, she stood on what she stood on, and I feel like I stand on what I stand on. I even went and laid down extra early. Like, let me just think about this because I don't want to lead nobody wrong in my old ways. But listen, I don't feel like I'm old yet. This is why this is important. This is why this is important because I'm starting to get more people on this channel that are feeling like, man, I'm older in age, bro. I ain't really with none of this new stuff. I ain't found no new purpose and life sucks. And it really don't got to be that way. Now, life can be hard. Life can be a bitch. Trust me. I know, but we do got control over some of these things, right? We just got to make sure we eliminate the oppositions, i.e., people that don't believe in us, i.e., people that don't see no future for themselves. And one, you got to find some space and time for you. You gotta segregate yourself away from everybody. I know nobody like that word, but it's a powerful word. You got to separate yourself. That better? Okay, cool. Let's separate ourselves and find out what we want out of life so we can enjoy the gift of life itself, right? So let's go ahead and get into this thing, man. We're going to talk about loss of identity. I don't know. I really don't understand that. Many people, now it says here, right? Now I took up some notes, right? It says many people, identity works when they're youthful and they have physical abilities. When those start to shift, life feels like it ends. Now, is that true? I don't know. I don't know. I know we get a little wiser. I think we get a little smarter. I think we develop as we get older. But I don't think we lose identity. I think we learn. I think we learn who we really are. You know what I'm saying? I think we really learn who we really are. I'm trying to fight through feeling old by standing active as I can. I'm telling you, but I see you doing it with your kids. You know what I'm saying? I see you doing it with your baby. You outside, you walk with her. You know what I mean? I know she probably run the show. My kids attempt to run the show too. All right. So I get that, but do we really feel old? I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I need to really look up the definition of what old means. You know what I'm saying? So let me do that now because I don't feel like, you know, yeah, I don't feel old. But maybe the definition of old. What is the definition of old? Right? Defined old. And we're going to do this right now. Let's see. Having lived a long time, no longer young. That it's an adjective, all right? Okay, belonging or certified to past, former, and previous. Past, former, and previous. I'm getting messages right now. Angel's messaging me. She's picking up some stuff. Okay. All right, so past, formal, and previous. Those, let's just talk about those three words. Past, formal, and previous. None of them words talk about the present. So I disagree with the definition. I disagree with the definition. All right. I think old, you only start getting old when you stop doing. There are people twice my age out here doing some of the same things I'm doing right now. Hargis was just telling me about some individual he's seen, and dude was out there just running and riding his bike down the road. Who am I to say, you know what? I done lost my identity because I ain't got the physical abilities no more. Y'all know I still watch old shows. You know why they're old shows? New shows is here, I guess that's what that means. Old shows, new shows. I like watching old sitcoms, like the show Benson. Maybe you've never heard of it. Maybe you know what I'm saying? It's actually a pretty funny show. You know, I like watching a lot of British comedies. Oh, and a lot of shows that I watched was made in the 70s, 80s, and early 90s. Could you have to help? Okay, we're live. I'm messaging everybody. I see you guys asking. And shout out to Industry Talk Primetime Network, man, because they are showing heck of love. Hit me up early. Hey man, you need the opener. So I literally worked on that last night and this morning, like literally. To get that thing out. Does that mean I'm old? No. That means I got a lot going on. I had to kind of rearrange some things to make it work. All right, so Angel's asking where I'm at. He said, I can't go live with you. Never mind. Yes, you can go live. Oh, she don't want to, but you're going to have to show your face the same way you're going to have to show your face when you get on to Industry Talk. Yeah. And we ain't doing that over like Big G be saying, hey man, we ain't doing that over here. You got to show your face. Just have to show their face. He said, no, you cannot go live with me on here. But anyways, I don't feel like I'm old, y'all. And I get it though. I truly get it. I I get what people are saying when they say that, oh, I think it's so much because you're watching others you've been around and you see them getting older. So that makes you feel like you're getting older. I get that. Because when I see some of my nieces and nephews and some of my kinfolk that I ain't seen in a while, y'all know I beat you myself. and I see them, they post stuff up, and I'm like, dang, man, I remember, damn, bro, got gray hairs. And like, you know what I'm saying? So I get the idea of old, but I think you only get old when you stop being active. You start to die faster when you, well, can't use that. You're not supposed to use the word die on here. Okay. You're supposed to, you start to unalive yourself when you stop doing things that make you happy. And when you start focusing more on making the money and forget that it's all about being happy, right? And I think that's how we lose our identity. We stop forgetting who we are. We start thinking about what society says and get so locked into what society says and forget who we are. You know what I'm saying? And let me read some more of these comments. I'm in here saying, I'm trying to find, okay, bro, I already said that. Angel's hitting me. She just wanted to do a live. And I see what BG be saying about this, man, catching comments and going back and forth. I get that. Just comment on the YouTube. I guess I'm getting old because I got to get you up with technology, huh? Say what? YouTube. She know I go live at 10 every morning. But she went to go pick up some new paints, which got some stuff that we working on, man. It's good to have somebody that locks in with you, that helps you push, right? And I freaking love it. All right, so I'm gonna get back to my points down here. I'm sharing the Facebook Live. I'm doing all that right now. Sharing this on the story. Boom, boom, boom. You see, I ain't that old. I'm keeping up with stuff. You know what I'm saying? We just gotta, you know, the older you get, you gotta really prioritize what's important to you. And I think that also helps. That also helps a lot, right? So boom, let's go back on here. What does it say also about getting old? It also says reduce social circles. Your social circles reduce. It says friends move, pass away, or you get busy with business with fewer social interaction. Now, I would definitely agree with that. I still time to time lock in with my veteran brothers because they got some stuff. Well, then again, some of that is business too. Then again, some of that is building too. So I guess I could agree with that. Reduce the social circles. I think the older we get, we start to realize some of the things that we used to be involved in is not really that important, you know, i.e. going out or getting so drunk to where you can't remember what you did the other day. That's so I could see that. There's some things I was talking with my brothers about me being a protector. I would say a protector. I would say a loyal individual. I was really a fighter. I fought against a lot of stuff. What's up, man? What you got? You making some bubbles? Let me see the bubbles. Come show them the bubbles. Let me see. Come blow a bubble over here. Got my son popping in here. You think daddy's old? My son don't think I'm old, so obviously I'm not old. All right, so yeah, reduce the social circles. Now, you know, there was a time, man, I would be out all day, all night. All day, all night. I wouldn't even get back home till like 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, you know, just getting to the point where I'm showering, about to lay down. And that's when I'm out there doing all the promotionals and pushing and pushing and pushing like nobody's ever pushed before. Right. But still, again, that goes back to getting busy. You know what I'm saying? And when your people do pass away, you start to kind of think more on those times they used to gather. Get more messages. I'm finna check the messages, y'all. You gather those times, you know what I'm saying? You get those times where it's like, man, bro passed away. And we had a lot of veterans pass away. So I get that. I truly get that. Right? She's showing me the Wizard Noonan pack. Yes, that is good. Yep, that'll work. You know what? Because I want to keep re-rolling. Re-rolling it. What Big G say? No dead air. No dead air. Yes, that's fine. And brushes. Sorry guys, I'm getting old. I got business to take care of and rock the show. Multitasking. Not that old, damn it. Right. So, but that's right. Okay, let me read the comments, y'all. That's right. Don't let age make you think you're too old for living the way you want to live. Yes, man. But I think more people are locking into what society says right? And what society says is right, and you shouldn't do this. Now I get that, man. Whatever, if going out and doing that type of stuff makes you happy, man, by all means, be safe as you can and get out there and get to it, right? If that's what you feel that's keeping you going, cool, keep to it. Everybody may at this point may have seen the Drewski skit where he's got the old 50-year-old dude still hanging out on the block, still with the 40s, still hanging out with everybody, and he gets the phone, he got the social media thing, he got the phone, you know what I'm saying, doing the thing. Although be it, that is true. A lot of people in the neighborhood and stuff, or a lot of older gentlemen don't really want to break away from the young mentality. But if that keeps them living, by all means, do your thing. You know what I'm saying? Especially when you got the mentality of saying, I do not care what people think about me. Cool. I know some ratchets. They don't care what nobody think, and they are in their late 40s. That would make you live on. Live on, sister, live on. I just want to say this, be careful. Stay safe. Now, now you sound like the old man. Well, ain't nothing wrong with telling people to be safe. Oh, she's showing me some more brushes, guys. Flat tip brushes, love. Boom. Good thing this is Inside Speaks, and I can do stuff like this. Brushes. Boom. Okay. All right. This is more. She wants to call me right now, but she don't want me to stop the show. And I'm not gonna stop the show, but I can still make this thing work. I'm multitasking. I'm still young in mind, right? We're still on topic at the same time. Yes, the silver ones. Boom. All right, back to it. All right, so let's see what it also says about here. Physical limitations. Now, I think physical limitations is more of a mental thing, because we've done some things in the military while we was in the military that I couldn't believe. I didn't think I would ever be able to do. And we made them things happen. Eating. Oh yeah, eating it because it is important. I just finished the grapefruit before we even got rolling on the show. Right before we got rolling, so I just finished eating the grapefruit. And something else I've learned, after doing that, she's messaging me again, which is cool. All right, yes, those are it. Boom, let's do it. Boom, because yes, no, these ones. See, this is what we gotta do when we get older in age. When you run a business, the business never stops. So when you got other things going, you gotta keep these ones. All right. But when you run a business, you gotta keep the business. Even though we may get older in age as number wise, but I don't think our mentality and physical body will stop us from doing much. Now, I know what we say, and I've learned this too. Even when I get up in the morning, my body do pop locking all day. Pop, 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 pop. You know what I'm saying? But that's not stopping me from doing what I want to do. You know what I'm saying? We've got many examples of people out here that's got ailments, missing arms. Man, we just had the story about the brother with no arms, no legs out here shooting people. So if he can do that, I'm just saying. You know what I'm saying? Body ailments, I get that. Your body get beat up, cool. But that should not stop you from doing what you want to do. That should not stop you from living. You know what I'm saying? Doing what you love, right? And I get it. Now I understand that sometimes it's more so the people that are around you that will slow you down, man. There's a young lady that there's a young lady that I have known for quite some time, and she does this business called granny cleaning, where she goes around and she cleans like houses spotless, man. But when I first met her, she was like the mama to everybody. You got them certain women that be like the play mama to everybody. But to this day, if I showed y'all a picture of her, you would not believe the age she is. You know what I'm saying? Because the girl works. She don't stop. That's why I always say when you continue to move forward and continue to grow and continue to learn and get a little wiser and you keep physically moving, you really don't get old. I just seen a video of an 80-year-old man in the gym. I'm talking about full on beast mode. Full on beast mode. Now you just think where his mentality is. You know what I'm saying? Like, wow, I'm not thinking about my age. I'm thinking about what I want to accomplish and what I want to gain out here. And he's able to do that. Come on, man. Like that is those things inspire me. So when I say I'm not that old, I really mean I'm not that old. I'm half that man's age, and I probably couldn't lift what he was lifting yet. Now I get out here and get my work in. I got my weights behind me. Stop playing with me. But there's individuals out here doing amazing things at a higher age. That's why I say I feel it's more mentality based. And most people out here start to get gray hairs and get older because you're doing things that you don't like. You're doing things that are not aligned with you. You're just doing things to make everybody else happy. That's when you start to meet the man named stress. Right? Maybe it'd be the woman named stress in your world. But anyway, the entity is called stress, and I don't think that we stop living because we get older. We may stop doing some of the things we used to do. You know what I'm saying? We may move a little different, be a little more attentive to the things that we do, but we don't stop living. It was a joke the radio station was making, like all these old people out here, because they got the new song out, right? This older gentleman made this song, right? And it's like, oh, I'm getting old. And he's talking about the back and everything like that. But you gotta understand how powerful words are. You start saying these things start to come to life. You know what I mean? I don't know if you guys ever heard of what a mantra is. A mantra is something that you end up saying, and you end up saying it so much you believe it, and it starts to exist in a way. You know what I'm saying? So you got to be careful with that. Yes, those. She is so supportive, y'all. Y'all just don't understand. So supportive. Y'all find y'all an angel. Not the idea of the, but find you somebody that's gonna be in your corner to help you go and help you build and continue to grow. But let's get back to this. There's my other point on this, because I'm doing these things back now. So we talked about fear of the future. We talked about the physical limitations. We talked about reduce in social circles, right? We also talked about the loss of identity, right? Now, this is my meat and potatoes right here, right? Your message. Most of us don't even think about that. Most of us think, well, you gotta be a motivational speaker out here or have a message. You gotta be this high value person to have a message. But everybody's got a message. Just like every business has a mission statement, right? You know what I mean? Or a slogan. Our slogan over here at Inside Speaks at Inside Look Live LLC is you think it, we create it. Very simple, to the point. But what is your life? What is your life message? What do you live for? I always tell people never forget your why. Okay, she said, got it. The silver. You know what? Those are fun. But got it. Boom. Hey, welcome to my world, y'all. Just never stop. So when people ask me, bro, why aren't you? I was answering the phone because I've got things going and going and going. But we don't stop. We keep going, right? And that's what we need to do. Y'all see how I keep bringing it back to the topic, right? I'm not that old, right? And once I get around people that be like, bro, I'm too old to do this, I'm going to cut you off. I'm cutting you off. I'm going to give you the boot. I'm going to give you the boot. But we got to get back to not forgetting our why. And I even with me asking myself on here, bro, why are you even doing this? Well, my why to do this because this helps my mind keep to go forward, helps me in tune with things. At the same time, it shows others that, hey, you could find a new purpose in life, even when you may be going through things in your own life. You know what I'm saying? This helps me not have the idea of having idle hands. If you ever was raised in the South, you don't know. A lot of people talk about that. Son, you better not have idle hands. You need to always have something going. You need to be producing something. You need to be building something. You need to be learning something each and every day. That's what I'm saying. When you stop learning, when you stop growing, when you start giving up on things you may not understand, and I get technology is a new thing, but you got to keep battling for it. You got to keep fighting. Matter of fact, you might need to go ahead and make, you don't got no mantra, you don't got something to tell yourself every day. Tell yourself this: I'm not that old. I'm not that old. You know what I mean? Just say it. I'm not that old. You got to fight through age with consistency and being active and making progression. Yes, man. Yes, he's 55 and he looks like he is in his 20s. That's what I am saying, bro. You know, but see, that's what I get, man. You get to see that. It's a guy I be watching that, you know, he has a powerful story. Shout out to Ken Survivor. You ever get a chance, check out his channel. Ken Survivor, right? He used to be the chef guy, right? I shouldn't say used to be, but he was a chef. He ended up starting a restaurant, doing his thing, man. I mean, killing it. You know what I mean? But then, i.e., the came, you know, the COVID came, you know, and it shut a lot of stuff down. But you know what this man did? Instead of him griping and moaning and being mad at the world and woe is me, you know what this man did? This man said, you know what? I lost my restaurant. I still got my tools. So I'm going to take my cutlery stuff and I'm going to go get this truck and I'm going to get this truck and I'm going to get me some tents and I'm going to go to the woods and I'm going to start camping and showing people how I cook out here in the woods. And he now has one of the biggest YouTube channels out here to date when it comes to survival and cooking and things like that, right? So that's why I say as we get older in age, ideal the number, you know what I mean? When you can always find a new purpose, no matter what happens. Hell, there's so many people that has inspired me over the years, man, that has came into my life and opened up a new way of thinking for me. Mind blowing. Mind blowing. If you haven't already, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe and tap in with www.youtube.com/at Freeway Records LLC. Make sure you do that. See, I'm learning. I may be getting older in the number, but I am not that old where I'm unable to learn, adapt, and continue to build. Now, that's just one story. I used to watch a young man. I say young because it'd be funny. I was telling the guys about it, right? And this guy, old man, used to be called Justin Wilson. You know what I mean? He used to cook all these meals, and my granny would watch him. Then my mom would watch. You just see that, like, man, this dude keep going and keep going. Another good one is George Foreman. Y'all should look up George Foreman's story. Very powerful story. I'm talking about adversity. I'm talking about losing it all and able to say, you know what, I'm gonna go ahead and find something new. I'm gonna find a new purpose. Just because you get older does not mean you lose your identity. Just because you get older does not mean you're unable to develop and adapt to the new things that's going on in society. As a painter, y'all, I paint. I do graffiti paintings. I do actual portraits. You know, I do still. I do mega murals. You know what I'm saying? Body may hurt, but I'm still able to do because I love doing that type of stuff. But once you get out here and start doing stuff that you don't like, and of course you're gonna be strained. Of course you're gonna be like, I'm too old for this. You know, of course you are, because you just said it. You know what I'm saying? So we gotta learn to battle. We gotta learn to battle. I get inspired just watching Big G or Mr. Loud, Mr. Wicks. Mr. Wicks just got a whole new trophy, doing his thing. Used to play professional football. Got out of that, started doing. I mean, I listened to this man's story in the meeting. It's just like, wow. How many people done screwed you over and how you keep going forward? Wow. Okay. Those are the individuals I would suggest people get around because I mean he moving and grooving even in the age he's at right now. You would think the man is in his 30s. The way he's moving. We I got plenty of examples. I used to watch a comedian, right? Mr. Bean. You probably ever heard of him, Roland Atkinson. I did not know this man was doing films and shows way before that. He used to come on his channel 13 KRA. This is when they used to have the TV go off, and they have like a little American flag. Now I'm giving little age numbers out, right? But those type of individuals inspire me. That's why I say in the beginning of the show when I was talking about, hey, when you go back through time and you see that, hey, man, a lot of these people didn't become successful until they're in their 50s. A lot of the multimillionaires before this new age of technology, these people weren't becoming multimillionaires till they hit their 50s. And it came before stocks. And it came from share and it came from smart investments. You know what I'm saying? They got around individuals that inspired them. I always talk about ghosts. You know what I mean? For those that don't know ghosts, you just got to kind of watch my content and I'll talk about him, right? Angel knows who I'm talking about. Angel's on here right now. Shout out to Angel. Appreciate you getting all the supplies. That's who I was talking to for the people that is watching on YouTube and other streaming platforms. I just learned about Kick too. So I'm gonna have to get into Kick and tap into Kick. But I get inspired when I see people that are in the number idea of older age still be able out here to battle and continue to go forward. Hence for why I did that image like that. I did that image of me yelling at the camera. And in this video, I talk about something that me and Angel watched, and it was just like, wow, that hit me hard because she's never seen that movie, and it screwed me up. And then she kind of like broke it down, watching it, see the moon, and it's like, wow. But I did not say, I felt it, but I didn't say it. I'm getting old, the song I'm referring to. I'm getting old. You know what I mean? And it's really a catchy song. And I commend the brother because Shaq just got on a verse on there and did a verse for him. But I still would say, don't say you're getting old. Say you're getting wise. I used to watch a brother named Les Brown. You don't know who Les Brown is? Very powerful motivational speaker. His son is speaking now. And he used to give these stories about how he would battle through and make things happen. He used to do the radio, right? And he never got an opportunity to get on the radio. But this one day comes up and the jockey that was on there ended up getting kind of drunk and getting a little messed up and sick, right? So instead of him saying, hey, man, I'm getting old in age and I'm finna hop on here, I'm not finna do this thing, he took it upon himself to kind of break the rules and become the radio host for the night and did his thing. Of course, he lost his job, but it launched his career into the speaking. I mean, just a powerful story. There's so many examples of individuals out here doing amazing and phenomenal things in their older age. So when I hear individuals be like, bro, I'm too old, man, I don't want to hear none of that. There's no excuse. Yes, I was talking about the Blair Witch Project. I put it in the new video, and the video is going to drop tomorrow at 11 o'clock in the morning. Right, new video. You guys want to see it? This is the video that I was doing the bike. Whew, still body. Riding that bike with that rucksack. I got clips and videos of that. And I went up. You look at the picture, and I'm going to put the image up where you guys can see what I'm talking about. And I'm standing in front of this massive tree. It's a massive tree in this thumbnail. And where that thumbnail is at, that tree is almost exactly like a few of those trees that was in the Blair Witch Project movie. Oh, my. Yeah, she said the movie was boring, but she got her thing. When that movie, let me, hold on, there we go. So now you took me there. She getting on the movie. Let me tell you guys something about Blair Witch Project. For those that don't know, all right? So I figured there's maybe a few young individuals on here that ain't never seen the movie, right? When this movie came out, okay, it was one of the top scary movies out here. At the time when this movie came out, a lot of individuals getting kidnapped. You know what I'm saying? Kids was getting kidnapped, right? And I'm gonna show you guys a picture on because I know some of you guys probably ain't never seen the movie. Obviously, Angel didn't see the movie, so I'm gonna put it on here because I know others may have not seen the movie. So here is the movie I am talking about, right? And I'm gonna break down why. And I talked about it, and she getting up because I talked about it in the video that's gonna drop tomorrow at 11 o'clock. But I'm gonna share with you guys at least the image of the movie. Boom. This is the movie image. All right. Blair Witch Project. Okay. This is the movie I was talking about. All right. Let me go ahead and move the YouTube. I'm gonna move the YouTube thing out the way. Yeah, where y'all can see it. All right. Boom. Here we go. This was the movie me and Angel watched. Now this movie came out in 1990. 1990. Yeah, made with a camcorder. Yes, yes, it changed the game. It changed the game. It changed the game. This movie right here, right? I'm gonna explain something to you guys. Kids was getting abducted. This was around when the ice cream trucks come around and kids was getting picked up. All right. This movie was actually like a documentary style movie, home style movie before, 1999. I graduated in 2002. So when the bomb she hit me with, right, was I was in 8th grade when this movie came out, and I was just, what? Cause she's so, y'all gotta understand, Angel's very wise. You know, she's got that old soul mentality, bro. Like, and it's just like, you ain't seen this movie. And then I think Kiara ended up calling. And while they was on the phone, I told her, ask Kiara, she's seen the movie. And she was like, oh, everybody. I think Kiara said she was in the 10th grade when she seen it. It was just like, what is going on? What is going on? This was like the best movie ever. But y'all think, when I'm seeing the movie, young teen, everybody, Blockbusters was still doing the videos where you take your kid and get your kid recorded, say your name, say your age, say where you're from. That way, if you ever get kidnapped, they could play the video out. This was before the Amber Alert stuff, right? So when this movie came out, it was so scary because it could happen. And if you're really into horror films and stuff like that, you know, the best scary movies are the movies where the things can actually happen in real life, right? So when Angel said she was an 8th grader when this movie came out, I'm just like, I remember going to see this movie. How the heck you ain't see this movie? It was like the biggest movie ever. And then when we watched the movie again, now I'm watching the movie at 41 again, it's just like, okay, well, yeah, it did take a while to get to the point. And by the time the scary stuff came up, you know, the Angel was like, turn this movie on. But at the time, it was one of the biggest talked about movies ever because it changed the game when it came to making movies. It showed people it was possible to make movies with their own equipment. You didn't have to have a mega budget at all. You go see that movie, you're gonna be like, wow, like they did this and able to make massive amount of money. That was like 3 more movies made after this. I didn't even go see those. It was like this was the one. And she hurt my soul when she was like, what is this? This ain't it. Because me and Angel like watching horror films. All right. But this gets right back to the topic, you know what I'm saying? When you get older, I'm not that old. When you do get older, you start to see some of the things in the past. You're like, well, that wasn't that scary. That wasn't that bad. What made it scary was people getting kidnapped. And I talk about that in the YouTube video that will drop tomorrow at 11 o'clock. All right. So With that being said, if you haven't already, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share, tap in with tap in with Big G, man. I'm gonna make sure I get up here. I'm scrolling through the comments. Boom, 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 boom. Make sure you tap in with Jim's IT Publishing. Do that ASAP, man. You got something that you want to build. There's a book. There is a library of books you can purchase on there. I've been blessed to be able to get a few of these books because he showed me so much love. So you can go and purchase any of these books that you see right here. You know what I mean? You're looking for somebody to help you publish, get information when it comes to starting shows, music, anything of that nature, man. Bro has the answers for you. And listen, hey, I'm gonna say this. I'm proud of Angel. She out here doing her thing, man. She got the books going up, man. I am okay. Oh, here we go. You know what? I might end up doing a debate on this, but okay. There would not be any, I'm going to say this on YouTube right now, on Facebook and wherever y'all watching this at, wherever this streaming, all platforms, where they're streaming at. I'm going to say this right now, damn it. There would not be a Paranormal Activity if it was not for Blair Witch Project. Nah, they would have been waiting to get a big budget. Now, although Paranormal Activity was really a big thing, it was a big thing because the way they shot it, not too many locations, maybe two outside the house and inside the house. That was pretty much it. You know what I'm saying? And it was done so well, people thought it was the first of its kind, and when it wasn't. No. But not gonna take nothing away from it. Paranormal Activity was an amazing series. It actually got better as it went on. Now that last one, but you know, the ones before that, cool. I will give you that, Angel. I always want just the kudos. There you go. You got your kudos. Shout out to Paranormal Activity too, man, because nowadays, you ain't gotta wait from anybody. All right, you ain't gotta wait for nobody. Yeah, that movie was crazy, especially what happened with the baby. You know what I mean? But especially that's another scary thing. When things happen to children that you don't want nothing to happen to the baby and it happens to the baby, boom, it's scary. You know what I mean? Now we will, you know what? I might do that. You know what? I am going to do that. What is the most scariest movie you've ever seen? Now, I'm going to say The Exorcist, the original Exorcist. Yes, I know I'm telling my age, but the original Exorcist was like the first scary movie I saw, especially when the girl came down the stairs. Oh, yeah, that's a time when people was really so that was a time when people was really putting thought into building stages and sets and stuff. Now you got like the AI and you got the artificial intelligence, which is the same thing, AI, you know, I'm telling all that stuff, and effects and special effects came a long way. All right, so we always got to think about the time when the movie was made, when it was put out, and what was going on at the time. You know what I'm saying? The Forest, bro, was the craziest. Angel, have we seen The Forest? Hold on, brother. May have put me and Angel on something. We're big on watching scary movies, like scary movies, horror movies, mystery type movies. You know, we really watch. And Angel was one that got me on watching a lot of the ghost investigator channels and stuff like that. So she be that and cooking shows, cooking competitions, and she also watches the singing competition shows. And I'll have a whole new YouTube video about singing competition shows because I'm one of them. I'm one of them ones they be like, hey man, if it ain't right, it ain't right. We don't be no when I got the sob story and you feel bad for the person that really cannot sing, but you feel bad because they got the story. And you be like, man, let's go ahead and let them pass the first time. No, it ain't right. You gotta go. You gotta go. No, it ain't right. You gotta go. All right. The original It. Yeah, bro. Yeah. He said, bro, I literally jumped into White Flat watching that. All right, Angel, we're gonna have to go ahead and watch the Force. All right. So I will say this though. Have y'all known? Here's another one. I think one of the best movies, and this movie was done by Stephen King, right? And the movie is called, I believe it was Storm of the Century. I don't know if you guys ever seen that. Storm of the Century. It actually came out on TV at the time. And when I say, yo, definitely one of them ones, definitely one of them ones. Storm of the Century was one of them ones. I'm talking about one of them ones. Yeah, I suggest anyone. I'm gonna put it up here too because I want people to see this. Hold on, I'm gonna put this up here. Storm of the Century. You haven't seen it, I suggest you take a look. The Storm of the Century. This right here. So yeah, we're gonna watch this. Oh yeah, it was something I should hate clowns. Yeah, you see now if you have a clown phobia, yeah, that of course gonna make it be that one. And I ain't watch it because I don't like I hate clowns. Well, there you go. That's what made it scary. That's what made it not what you want to rock with. So whatever your fear is, and I believe that's how a lot of great writers write, what people fear, they create. So you haven't seen Stephen King's Storm of the Century. Let me tell you something. One of the greatest, and it actually ran on TV like I think 3 episodes. It's just really good. I waited for the next episode. Very, very powerful. One of my favorite Stephen King's movies, TV show movies ever. You talking about? Yeah, I mean, I don't want to give it away, but you guys go check it out. If you haven't seen it, you definitely should check it out. And it's a decision that parents would never, bro. I promise you. I'll put it like this, bro. Once you watch it, you're gonna be talking about it forever. I'm 41. I'm still talking about it. Well, you watch this movie, bro. I promise you. You might not want to be on because it touches on a lot of stuff, but it gives the ultimate question that no parent ever wants to face. As parents, and you watch this. I don't know. Yeah, what's up, man? Okay. You got the paint? Cool. Let me see. Tell everybody, hey. Hello. What are you gonna tell them? Like, comment, and subscribe. All right, we got the paints. The paints are in. But yeah, man, that movie is awesome. The new paint. Yeah, the new paints. Got the Winsor Newton paints. Very awesome paint. Bonafide quality paint. What's up, man? Yeah. So, like I was saying, guys, definitely an awesome movie. Rock out with it, and I also got something else to show you guys before we hop off here, man. But definitely a dope movie. Let's do this. I sent it to Jim, and I want to do this because I want to see how it rolls, and I've done everybody else's type openings and things like that, but I never just really did one for me. So let's try this out. Let's see what happens when I do this. And if you haven't already, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and share and all that jazz. But we wanna see something here. No, this is not. All right, so let me stop it because I want to reposition the video. No, this is pause it. It plays. You know why it plays big like that? Because I got it in the high resolution. I got it in major, big resolution. So on all the quality and all that good jazz. But you guys tell me what you guys think. I'm gonna put it up here where you guys can see it. Boom, boom, boom. And let me know what you guys think, man. And I think Yeah, man, he's helping me out, man. My kids are amazing. They sometimes they just make the day go even better. And I'm gonna play this, and you guys let me know what you think. Let's go. No, this is not a dream. You're in the world of Inside Speaks. We're inspiring you to find happiness in your world. Guess what? We outside with it. We like to hammock camp, bike, as well as ruck. That's right. I'm an Army veteran. I served 2 tours, man, with some great individuals, man. We had our ups, we had our downs, just like you go through in life. But I tell you what, I'm gonna share some of them stories with you on this channel. What did I do? Did I do all right? I am still working on sound. I got people that do film stuff. I got sound production people and all that type of stuff. But this I did all on my own. Even some of them shots you saw, I actually filmed some of them this morning. It's right before, like right after sunrise. So I got up this morning because when the produce person that's producing, help you produce these shows, asks you to do something, you want to make sure you are doing your best to get things out as fast as possible. All right. So with that being said, man, I appreciate everybody that's on here. Shout out to all my vets. Shout out to every single one of y'all, man. I'm doing my best to keep these things running. So that'll be the opening of the show. And as I get better at doing things like this, I will have some other things come across. I ain't really slapped no commercials or no stuff like that. I've just shown like promoted people things like that, but I'm excited, man. Remember, this whole thing started out with me working on myself. Now it's really transitioning into transitioning into this whole new world of a real like production show. So this is why I'm on here for the full hour. If you guys notice, I've been on here for about 52 minutes, and which is cool. I rocks with it, right? So and you know, this is why I got time. I got time to make stuff like this happen. So like I said, man, back to what I was saying. I'm not that old. I encourage you guys to get out here, do what you love, man. Enjoy everything that you can in life. Some days gonna be rough. Some days is not gonna be fun, man. Some days you're gonna be frustrated. Sometimes you're gonna have to deal with things that you don't want to deal with. But at the end of the day, man, there's always light at the end of the tunnel. The storm will always roll on by. You know what I mean? My kids was watching this movie and it was like, the storm will provide. In a way, it's kind of true. But I will tell you guys this, man. Even on your worst days, you can find something good out of it. And I've learned that over time. You know what I mean? I still feel young. I still get out here and do things that some people they say I shouldn't do. But at the same time, you gotta live the life that you want to live. So when your kids or your nephews or nieces, nephews, or your family members or people that you may inspire down the road see what you're doing, be like, wow, if this gentleman can do this and this gentleman can go through all this type of stuff, why am I not able to do it? And that I believe that is the whole principle of being a person that gets behind one of these things right here, you know, or you're into this world of entertainment. I've been in the entertainment world for quite some time. I just show more of what I do outside because those are the audience and those are the individuals that I want to help. A lot of the artists and people out here that give me kudos or flowers because they've seen me really get out here and grind and pump and push. And I've got pictures and all type of stuff out here where you can see from Atlanta, Florida, Kansas, all the way back down here to Dallas. I've been out here for quite some time, but I feel this is the new mission. This is the new way. My goal out here is to show people, even on your worst days, you can turn them into your best days. There is no end game. There is not a period to the sentence. There's always a comma, and we got to continue to push forward. You know what I mean? A sense of accomplishment is the best. I'm telling you, even making your bed in the morning. Come on, man. Don't make me get on a 45-degree angle. Yeah, the military, you know what I'm talking about. Getting them bed sheets right, man. I had so many beds tossed because I ain't get that thing right the first few times. But once I got it right, it was up. And you know, I got in when you still had to shine your boots. Yeah, I had the BDUs, you know what I mean? I had the BDUs and we had to get up, we had to shine our boots, man. And if the drill sergeant or the sergeant at the time wasn't able to see his face in them boots, shh, all right, do it again. And they done chunk the boots and you got to go. And don't be one of them ones that end up attempting to be super smart. I mean, I'm going to get this. I'm going to get this thing shined by somebody else. They know you ain't going to do it because they know you don't took off too much time and went off and got them things done and bring them back. And they wasn't right. Right, man. And there's some different ways you can get you some heat yourself up. You know, I still know. So when y'all be seeing them guys at the airport that be cleaning these gentlemen's shoes and polishing things up, that's something that we had to do in the military. And then now a lot of people didn't like when we changed to the new boots, but here's the thing. When you presented yourself a certain way in those BDUs, man, you knew who was on top of their game and who wasn't. Some people coming there wrinkled up and messed all up, and that be some of the most funniest stuff you could see. But you better not get caught laughing because you're going to get down and get smoked too. Now, I know for y'all civilians, when you hear that, get smoked, we're not talking about shoot 'em up, bang, bang. It's talking about you getting smoked as in you're doing physical training so much that steam is coming off your body. It's corrective training. But with that being said, all in all, man, it's been a great show. Listen, I'm not that old. All right. So I'm gonna stand on that. Even you know what? Even when I hit 105, I'm gonna be out here still getting it in. You know, I ain't gonna lie, man. I wouldn't mind going to find me a new BDU uniform. Go get me some jungle boots and get out here and be out here doing these things, man. But you know, these pants I got on, some of my favorite ones. They got so many pockets on them. They're breathable. They stretch, you know, and it's set right, and it holds my letter opener quite well. My letter opener holds quite well in these jeans. With that being said, guys, man, make sure you guys tap in with Jim's IT Publishing. You need information on how to get your business rolling. He always gives great knowledge. He always gives great gems, man. He's got episodes out on how to get your stuff done right. But you want the professional stuff, tap in with him. You're looking to book comedians, tap in with him. Actors, tap in with him. Bro got it all. Bro got it all. You know what I'm saying? So it's an honor to be a part of the new network, you know. So hey, it is what it is, man. Tap in with Jim's IT Publishing. All right, you need to do that and do that as soon as possible. You know, anybody that wants to be an author, they want to get in the game, this is who you need to tap in with. Also, go to www.youtube.com/@Freeway Records LLC. You can go do that, man, right now. I appreciate you guys tapping in and watching the show, man. We're going to be on here for an hour every day from 10 to 11. Doing what we do, man. I salute all my veterans and people that are asking yourselves. People, he said, I actually have some BDUs. I got it at the swap meet. Man, I'm going to have to go to the swap meet. You know what I mean? We do got a old pawn shop down the way, and I'm pretty sure I probably can find something in there too. But yeah, man, I'm gonna have to tap in on that. But man, you guys have an amazing day. You know, I gotta get into do some of this painting, man. So I'll probably have to hit y'all up later on this evening, man. But I appreciate everybody tapping in, man. Shout out to all the new sponsors that'll be coming down the pipe. Like bro always say, man, stuff coming down the pipeline. You know what I mean? If y'all watch, bro, he be got them words, man. But listen, I appreciate everybody tapping in. I salute to everybody doing their thing. Remember, 5 o'clock, they will be live. They will be live, man, on Industry Talk, man. You definitely will tap in there. And if you have subscribed to Industry Talk, Primetime Network, you can go to the website. You can go to I mean, shoot, they everywhere. Now they on this thing called Kick. Check that out. But you can go ahead and go to www.youtube.com/app Freeway Records LLC to get all of the content, man. I salute you guys. You guys have been amazing. Hey, man, I love what we do. It's up, man. I salute you guys. It's inside. Let's get it. No, this is not.